welcome to another episode of Here and Now. I'm your host, Katee Kross, and today our guests are the wonderful The Tweeds. The Tweeds are a husband and wife duo who are based in Paisley. So thanks very much for coming along, guys.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. So for everyone at home, do you want to just give us a wee backstory on The Tweeds?
Sure. Well, we've been married for 5 years, and I started a duo with a chap I had contacted via a band website on the internet, and it didn't really work out. I mean, it was okay, but he was busy, he had a baby, lots of things to do, and so Scott sort of started stepping in and doing the odd gig here and there with me, and then eventually it sort of just became us, and Chris went off and had his baby and settled down, and now we're out gigging together as well.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. What would you say, what type of genre are The Tweeds?
Well, we'd probably say mostly jazz and blues.
Yeah.
But not strictly jazz and blues, you know, because we're an acoustic duo with loads of different influences, so it's hard to really just put it down to those two, especially with jazz, because it's such a specific genre as well, so it's jazzy rather than just jazz.
So you've been in the entertainment industry for over 14 years, and that was with like wedding bands and function bands then?
And holiday parks.
And holiday parks. And how was it? Did you enjoy it at the time?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a great learning ground. It's a great place to go and learn how to use all the sound equipment, you know, just learning about being in the entertainment industry and learning about how to, you know, MC things and that sort of thing, you know, like I used to present games and stuff like that, and it's good for learning, but it's not good for your mental health.
No, it's definitely not.
No.
And did you start to kind of grudge doing those type of gigs when you were writing at home, or was it a nice divide?
I kind of stopped doing the cover gigs. I did like cabaret, and I did wedding bands, and I was in even like a Pink Floyd tribute act for one gig, and all sorts of things like that for so long that I just got to a point where I was like, I can't do it anymore, and I had a wee break. And it was when I sort of started listening to new music again, I realised, oh, do you know what, there is new music out there that's good, so I'll give it a shot, you know, and that was when I sort of looked out old lyrics I'd been writing, and that's how it came across. Really, I wasn't really doing those both at the same time. Do you know what I mean? It was sort of stop one, start the other. But now I'm doing cover gigs again.
But are you enjoying them?
Yeah, they're good this time because we get to choose what songs we want to do, rather than having to sing Lady Gaga.
I know, never good, is it? Never good. So is it mainly Scott that plays guitar, or do you both take a wee shot of the guitar?
You're the guitar man.
At the moment it's me. Petra's just started learning about, a year ago?
Year and a half or so, yeah.
So it's getting to the point where we're going to be sharing responsibility.
That's good.
Well, I'll be doing a bit of rhythm, and Scott will do lead as well. We've done a couple of wee gigs like that, haven't we, where I've played rhythm and you've played lead, but he's definitely a million times better than me.
Petra's got the confidence and I've got more ability, so between the two of us we make one
great person. But he has had 20 years on you when he's been honing his skill on the guitar.
That's it.
Yes.
He sounds as if I'm like 60.
No,
well,
not at all. Not at all.
Thanks.
And what about backing vocals? Are we going to venture into that at any point with Scott? Because I've heard him singing.
You can.
few times.
Once, surely.
Yeah, you can sing.
Yeah.
It's his confidence.
I know. It's always something.
Because I've done loads of, obviously with all my different jobs, I've done loads of harmonies and backing, so I would like to add that in, but at the moment, whenever we've tried to do it, it's a bit of a struggle getting Scott to not venture up to my harmony.
Yeah. I know the feeling when I'm doing it with the band. I've got 3 boys in my band, so it's never good. You try harmonies and you just end up just dispatches. It's not working. It's not working.
It's hard, isn't it?
Definitely,
just assuming that it's me that's wrong.
No, maybe just all men.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I agree.
Getting ganged up on. Lovely.
So what would you say your main influences are? So you can answer it like individually, and then you can answer it as a Tweeds if you like.
Okay.
Cool. Who's your main influences?
Personally, I love jazz and blues, obviously, but specifically I love Blossom Derry, who's a singer from sort of 50s. She was quite popular, but I think she died not that long ago. She's got a beautiful, soft, sweet voice, and you don't hear that a lot in jazz. And so I love her, and I love Miles Davis and Charlie Parker and all that. But then I also love the Beatles and the Who and David Bowie and like stuff from the 90s, like Divine Comedy and Pulp and stuff like that. So I've got quite a big range, of influences. Definitely. But jazz is the one that gets me in there. Whereas you're the opposite, aren't you? Blues is the one that gets you.
We've both got a shared love for the Beatles.
Yeah.
That side of things were very much similar. But for me, it was people like Peter Green, B.B. King, John Martin, huge John Martin fan. But yeah, Petra's introduced me certainly to a lot of jazz musicians that I didn't know were there.
Reluctantly at first.
Getting dragged into it.
Yeah. Now I come home and he's listening to what's it called? Kind of Blue. You listen to Kind of Blue.
I've always liked Miles Davis. I've always
but you didn't like Kind of Blue.
Somebody once said to me that jazz is just the blues that went to school.
Oh. Well, that's controversial. Let's move on from that one. So, out of all of those influences you mentioned, who would be your ideal person to support, and what would the venue be?
Do you want to go first?
Oh, I need time.
I know, I'm thinking, because a lot of my heroes are not with us anymore.
Imagine they're still alive.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Oh, that makes it harder, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to say David Bowie, because I just want to meet him. I just want to meet him, that's all. And I know I can't now, but if he was still here, just so I could go.
And the venue?
Oh, the venue. Oh. I wonder if he'd play a gig at Ronnie Scott's. I'd love to play Ronnie Scott's in London. Just a wee intimate one, just me and Dave, you know.
Just you and Dave. That sounds like a nice one. That sounds good. What about yourself? Is this just too hard?
Can I have two?
You can have two.
I'd have B.B. King and John Martin in any joint place in the south of America. In the south, yeah. Anywhere that's rotten and sweaty and small and
Well, both sound amazing. Both sound really good. But
slightly different.
Yeah, slightly so different. But both amazing. But we're going to take a wee break from the chit chat, and we're going to have our first song from the fantastic The Tweeds. This one's called Dreamin'. So that was absolutely brilliant. I really loved that. It was really good. Is there a story behind that song?
It's sort of because of me being a bit of a daydreamer. You know, whenever I get a crush on a celebrity or whatever, I just sort of daydream about
Don't
that
we all?
person.
Which
Yeah.
doesn't happen now, obviously. But
No,
you're
of
married,
course.
of
I
course.
never.
No.
No, I
Yeah.
only have eyes for Scott, of course.
Only.
Yeah. And Neil Hannon a wee bit. So yeah, it's just about daydreaming really, and how when you've got a bit of a crush on someone or something like that, it kind of occupies your mind when you're supposed to be doing
Other things.
other
yes.
things. Yeah.
Oh, it sounds absolutely lovely. It sounds great. So what about the process for writing a song? I always like to ask every musician I meet the process behind it, because I feel that you kind of almost learn a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you always see a different side to it.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your process? How do you go from the idea to a full song?
Well, I tend to do lyrics first, but then with Dreaming, it was the tune first, so it does kind of, it comes, swaps and changes, like I'll write lyrics and then sometimes I'll never use them, or if I'll get a wee tune and then you go, oh, hang on, I need to rewrite a whole other song for that, because the lyrics I've written just don't sound right, so for me it's kind of individual with each song, but I do have like hundreds of lyrics that I tot up, and you know, and I occasionally think, right, that one will suit that, and then just sort of squeeze them into it or rewrite them, and then I take the music to Scott and I get him to play it better. I go, make that sound better.
And he does it.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And what about the lyrics? How do you come up with is it almost like a storyline, or is there a subject that you write about? How do you get your lyrics to come out?
Well, it's again, it's usually just a wee bit of inspiration, and then that'll start off with maybe one wee line, and I'll build up a song around it. Or like I've recently written a song, which we've not quite finished yet, about the suffragette movement, because it was the 100 years since the vote. So occasionally I'll get wee bits of, you know, inspiration like that as well. Like I wrote one with Chris before, which was about a boy who had died during the war, and it was a book called Letters a Note, which is great. I find that's quite interesting as well, to take it from literary influences and things like that. So
definitely.
but yeah, the ones that we're doing today are quite simple wee ones lyrically.
No, I think sometimes the simplest songs are always the best songs, I think.
Yeah.
I think sometimes if you overthink it, it just gets a bit muddy.
Lost.
Yeah.
Or pretentious maybe.
One of those two.
Yeah.
So last week we did mention to everyone at home that they could leave some messages on Facebook for you if they wanted to, and we had quite a few on my Facebook private messages. So I picked two of my favourite. So the first one's from Scott Miller, and he said, what is your favourite cover to play?
Well, me, it's Come Together.
Oh yeah, I like doing Come Together, but the problem with that is I always mess the lyrics up, because you know how it's all...
Oh yeah, always.
It's a funny one, isn't it? You just end up singing whatever comes into your head. But I think I like singing Sunny, because I get to do a wee bit of vocal play. Do you know what I mean? I can mess about with it a wee bit. I like doing that one, but now it's in an advert, it's annoying me a wee bit.
And the next one was from Emily Brown, and she says, why are you called the Tweeds?
Do you want to answer this one?
Well, it was, my nickname's Tweedy.
Right.
I'm not going to the long and laborious story. But yeah, it's just everybody called me Tweeds, and it just kind of, Petra said, let's just call it the Tweeds. Yeah,
because we did have quite a few ideas, didn't we? Like Pictures of Bernard was the first
one. Yeah, that was
one.
the first one, Pictures of Bernard.
And then I
The
just
Fabulous Rubber Gumby Band was the other one.
Yeah, it's hard because I find a lot of people don't have the same sense of humour as me, and Pictures of Bernard, I just had this image of having all like different Bernards on an album cover, and I thought that was really funny, but I don't think anyone else found it as funny as me, so I was like, well, just call yourself the Tweeds.
We locked a few up though. You'd be surprised at how many famous Bernards there actually
are. Oh, it's quite a few, yeah.
More than I knew.
Well, I think it's a great name. I think it's really catchy, really short, snappy, catchy.
It's yeah, I'm quite happy with it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think when you pick a name, you always have to kind of almost grow into it. You're like, at the start, you're like, is this right? I don't know.
Totally.
And then you ease into it, and it just seems like second nature when you're saying,
yeah,
the Tweeds, you know. So we're going to have a wee bit of fun now.
Okay.
We're going to play our quick question quiz round.
Okay.
So last week's guest was Erin Ponsonby, and she done a record-breaking time of 33 seconds.
Really?
Yes, 33 seconds.
God.
Very fast.
Oh, Erin's younger than me.
So,
Brain goes faster.
So, the aim of the game is to answer these 10 questions as quickly as you possibly can.
Okay, okay.
Are you going to answer them together, singly? What are we, how are we going to play this?
You do that.
One each.
One each.
One each?
Okay.
Okay, that's
Right.
fine. Okay, so
Quick.
let me just get my questions ready and the stopwatch. So, do you know who's going first?
I'll go
Okay.
first.
Okay. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, dogs or cats?
Oh, or both.
Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook.
Whilst walking, would you listen to music or podcasts?
Podcasts.
iOS or Android?
iOS.
Listen to your least favourite genre of music for 24 hours, or not listening to your favourite genre of music for 6 months?
Oh, 6 months.
6 months. Antique or brand new?
Antique.
Would you rather be a famous singer or bring your favourite famous singer back to life?
Bring my favourite singer back to life.
King Tuts or Nice and Sleazy's?
King Tuts.
Wine or spirits?
Spirits.
Louis Armstrong or Ella Fitzgerald?
Oh, both again.
I know.
Both again. Oh, Ella, she's my doll.
That's us. So, your time was, let's see the stopwatch, 51 seconds.
Yeah.
But there is 2 of you,
Yeah.
And I did
So-
interrupt you.
and we did have a wee bit of a in between. So you're in a really strong second place. So we'll see if next week's guest can knock you off second place.
Okay.
But that was great. That was really good. And now we're going to take another quick break, and we're going to have another song from the Tweeds. This one's called All For You.
Well, I've been dreaming about you. My head is spinning from dreaming about you. And you're a swine, 'cause I've got better things to do. Dream about you. Yeah, then dream about you. I've been thinking about you. My head is swimming from thinking about you. You make me feel so fine, and I've got better things to do than think about you. Yeah, then think about you. When I get out of bed, you're the first thing in my head. And don't you know I got better things to do than dream about you. Yeah, than dream about you. I've been yearning for you. My head is whirling, 'cause I yearn for you. And you're a swine, 'cause I've got better things to do than yearn for you. Yeah, I've got better things to do than yearn for you.
That's fantastic. I really enjoyed it. That was a great song. So last year in November, that was your first gig as the Tweeds, the Tweeds, and that was supporting the Holy Moly and the Crackers
That's right, yeah.
at King Tuts.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. It's a really good achievement.
Oh, it was such a good night, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was great.
We loved it. They were a great band as well. It was a really good band to support because obviously with our sort of genre music, we don't always fit in with other bands that are on the bill that well. And they were perfect, weren't they?
Yeah.
Lovely people as well. And it was just, it was a great night. It was buzzing
enjoyed it.
afterwards.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a lovely place to gig, and it's weird how we just kind of felt quite comfy when we got up there, didn't you? Just kind of settled down on the stage. It's quite a nice room for that. I thought it would be a bit intimidating and scary, but I kind of just settled into it, and it was dead nice.
Why do you think we warmed the stage for Liam Gallagher?
He was there the day
next-
after.
Shot
That's
the
right.
next day.
Yeah.
I saw that. So how did you manage to go about getting that gig? Did you apply for it, or did you just
No, it was
stumble across it?
a chap from DF contacted our Facebook page, so
Nice.
he must have been looking. I think it was because the Holy Moly and the Crackers have, they would say it's a slightly rockabilly influence on some of their songs. Or, well, I don't think they really are. It's hard to.
Yeah, you can't really fit them in.
No, they've got their own sort of thing, but because I had mentioned Imelda May quite a lot, I'm a big Imelda May fan. I think maybe there'd been a crossover and they'd found us that way.
Yeah.
Because I do Black Tears by Imelda May as well.
I've heard you do that one.
Yeah.
Very good at it. Very good at
It's
it.
a cracking tune.
It is. And did you get a chance to have a wee chat with them after the gig, the Holy Moly and the Crackers? Or?
Oh yeah, we were sitting with them before as well, weren't we? They were dead nice, such lovely people.
Great guys.
Yeah, and it's so talented. I mean, it's like one of those bands you can just jump up and down to. What would you call? It's like they said it's like gypsy folk.
It was a bit of everything.
Yeah,
to be
but they
honest.
had a fiddle, they had an accordion, they had a trombone.
Yeah.
I mean, they had everything. So it was such a fun band to watch. The whole room was jumping about. It was,
Sounds amazing.
yeah,
Sounds really good.
it was a really, they're really jumping band. I'd go and see them again, definitely,
Yeah,
even if
definitely.
we weren't playing.
Yeah.
So I saw your friend, the one and only Frankie Boyle, retweeted the post when you put up that you were supporting them.
That's right.
So how do you know Frankie Boyle?
Um,
Did you go to
Careful.
school with him or something?
I was quite friendly with a few comedians a few years ago, and we
Right.
were at the stand one night. I think my friend Katie, or it might have been my friend Obi, was doing like an open mic, not open, the open spot,
Okay.
sorry, at the comedy club. And Frankie occasionally turns up to the stand.
Right.
Because I think he's got shares in it, but he turns up to the stand. I don't know if that's true. He turns up and he can do a gig now and then he can just be sort of put on the bill, but without being advertised, so he doesn't get hordes of people turning up.
To try out new material.
Yeah, it's like a wee testing gig, and he just happened to be there that night, and we were all chatting, and then we went for a coffee the next day. Went to see Star Trek.
Nice.
Random, but yeah. And then I went and did a few bits on Tramadol Nights as an extra as well. We've just stayed in touch ever since.
nice.
He's a lovely bloke, he is. He's
Yeah.
a dead nice guy, so it's nice to have him as a pal, but he's a bit quiet at the moment because he's away writing again.
Yeah. And
Another
he's got,
show to do.
He's got a wee bit of a stalker, so he does stay quiet,
She
doesn't
turned
he?
up to our King Tut's gig.
I know, because he retweeted it.
Yeah.
Did she turn up? Oh no.
Everyone's standing outside speaking to her. I had to tell everyone later. I was like, don't give your phone number out.
She's a wee bit of a stalker.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh no, imagine that lifestyle. No thanks.
Oh,
no
no.
thanks. So, is it true in saying that the Tweeds are releasing their first EP in the summer? Is that
Yes, well, we're
They're
hoping
building
to.
up to it.
Yeah, we are definitely hoping to. I've got quite a few songs on the back burner that we just need to add
Yeah.
our own wee flair to, get Scott to add the wee flair to it, because otherwise they just all sound the same with me playing the same strumming pattern over and over again. So he's going to add his own wee flair to them, and hopefully we'll have maybe 5 or 6 ready to put in an EP and hopefully come over to your place
Definitely.
to get them recorded.
Yes, to our recording studio.
Yeah.
So you're not
ready to roll. It's me. You only have to poke me with a stick to do anything. I'm quite bad that way.
Yeah.
He's lazy.
Don't say that.
I'm getting better.
It's getting better. He's getting better.
I'm trying.
Okay. Yes, yes.
So have you still got the recording side to do then?
Yeah.
Well, I suppose if you've got all the songs kind of almost
Yeah.
rolled, then it'll be quite
Mhm.
easy just to bash them out
That's
in the
it.
recording session, won't it? So have you got any ideas of what it's going to be called, or the artwork, or is that all still kind of up in the air just now?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much, we've not really decided any of that, have we? I've got loads of ideas though, I love it. I love thinking about that sort of stuff, you know. But Scott's quite good at photography, although I can't really be in the photo and take the photo,
No.
can you?
Selfie.
I know.
But you're better looking than me. It's maybe you should be in the photograph.
Oh, that's
I
nice,
don't mind
isn't
that,
it?
it's fine for me. I'm
Told me to say that.
You told me. Oh man. Oh. So, for everyone at home, is there anywhere they can find any music just now that's online, or do they have to wait for the EP?
There's our White Room sessions that we recorded with Katee Kross Media.
That's me.
And that's there. That's got our 2 of the songs that we're doing tonight and the wee cover of Black Tears that I mentioned. There's also a couple of wee clips on our Facebook page of gigs we've done. I think there's a few wee clips of us doing Spoonful and Sunny and stuff like that. So our Facebook page is there. I've also got a SoundCloud of a couple of songs under pictures of Bernard, haven't I? So, but I don't know if I'm going to be using those songs, so it's another one. So really our Facebook page is the best place to go. Or we're on Instagram and Twitter as well. It's all the Tweeds music.
And when you release the EP, will it be just on digital platforms, or will it be hard copies? Or, you know...
Yeah, we'll probably...
Cassettes,
yes. We'll probably put it on Spotify and stuff like that, and then maybe get a few CDs you can take to gigs.
Yeah, because you do get the people that just hate downloads. They just love the hard copy, and they're like, won't download anything.
Yeah, I like it.
See, I like a hard copy of things.
I like a vinyl, but
vinyls are expensive.
Yeah,
they never used to be. Now they've come back into fashion.
They're expensive now.
But getting stuff recorded onto vinyl will be even more expensive.
So in this part of the show, I just take a wee moment just to round up what the open mics are in and around Glasgow this week. So Wednesday the 28th, there's an all-age group open mic at King Tut's Wawa Hut. And on Thursday the 1st of March, there is an open mic in the Forest Cafe in Edinburgh. Friday the 2nd, there's a free entry gig at Mahoney's Steakhouse in Bishopbriggs, where you can see the lovely Scott Nichol playing and enjoy a fantastic steak if you like. And also on Saturday the 3rd, there's another all-age group open mic at the Amethyst in Govan. So that is our roundup for this week for Glasgow and Edinburgh, just to let everyone have a wee insight to that as well, because it's nice to do open mics sometimes and not like the big ACCC gigs where it costs you an arm and a leg to go to. You know?
I'm at open mics all the time. Yeah, especially the Amethyst. Love the Amethyst.
The Amethyst one is great.
Yes.
Both of the Amethyst.
Yeah, I love it there. It's like become a wee sort of friendly local for me now. It's a really nice wee bar.
And Helen's just released her new menu on Facebook. They were doing some tasters today of the food, so it looks fantastic. It looks yummy.
Pop down.
Looks
I know,
yummy.
I do. It's a cracking wee bar. I do love it there.
It is. It's nice, isn't it? So what's on the cards for the next 12 months for you guys? What are you hoping for?
Well, I'm hoping to get the CP out and get out and maybe do a few more support slots. I'd like to do that. We're also doing a cover set at Mahoney's as well.
Yes.
That's on the 24th of March. That's a Saturday night. So that'll be a longer set from us as well. So I'm looking forward to getting that out. Hopefully get a few more recover gigs in as well. But I definitely would like to get a few more support gigs in, because I'd enjoyed
nice,
that. Yeah, I'd like to do that. I'd like to try a few different venues as well. I like to maybe get over to Edinburgh a bit more. I'd love to do the Fringe.
Oh, that'd be a good one, wouldn't
I'd love
it?
to. It's because I'm a mad comedy geek. I just want to go around and stalk all the comedians.
We've got a stalker here. No, it sounds like a really good 12 months ahead of you. So just before we round up the show, do you want to just tell everyone your Facebook links or your social media links? And we'll have it running below us, hopefully.
Sure. Our Facebook page is at the Tweeds Paisley. And our Instagram and Twitter are both at the Tweeds Music. So it's TheTweedsMusik. The Tweeds Music, as you would imagine it to be spelled.
just in case. You never know. Well, I spell my name with 2 E's and a cross with a K, so it's always good just to reiterate how you spell. Because sometimes it can be a bit weird. But thank you so much for coming in, and I hope you've enjoyed the show and it's not been too nerve-wracking. I know sometimes it can be a bit scary sitting in front of all these cameras, but you've done amazing.
Oh, thank you very much for having us.
Thank you. And thanks very much for tuning in to another episode of Here Now on Broadcasting Scotland. Next week's guest is going to be the fantastic Andrew Nichol. So if you have any questions to ask Andrew, please don't hesitate and just drop us a wee message on Facebook. And just use the hashtag Here Now, and my Facebook page is just at Katee Kross. So for now, just sit back, relax, and enjoy a final song from the Tweeds. This one's called Knife in Your Back.
She's the one, the lady's free, around for cover when she gets near. sticking in your back.